Hello, welcome back to my channel. This is Annie's book collection. I'm Annie, and this is my book collection. Today, I am going to do my first tier ranking video, and I am so excited. I've seen other YouTubers doing these tier ranking, and I was like, honestly, I feel like seeing these tier ranking videos was like the first thing that made me like, I want to make a YouTube channel. Maybe that's goofy. So I wanted to start with historical fiction. Originally, I was going to start with my most read genre, which is romance. But I was like, the first time, let's make it manageable. I'm going to do my least read genre, which is historical fiction. And I'm actually surprised to discover that historical fiction is my least read genre, because I feel like when I started out, I was mostly reading historical fiction. But I digress. Okay, I'm back. I had some help with the screen recording, ate a snack, put some Mentos and some Diet Coke, and I'm back. One of the reasons I really wanted to do the tier ranking is because I rate almost all of my books 3 or 4, some 5s, like never a 2 or below. I think I'm like, surely then what would a 1-star book be for me? You know? What I thought would be interesting is to force myself in every genre to rate something in each of the categories so that I have like an actual scale. Probably a bunch of books that I rank 3 are actually going to be on the bottom scale. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense. I'll probably still rate the books the way I rate them, but I'm curious to see, like, if I did have to divide them into 5 categories, what would the 5 categories be? So let's get started. First up, we have The Book Thief. That is such a good book. Gosh, this is gonna be so hard to do. I'm tempted to put it in OMG faves. So much of this is gonna be like based on like what mood I'm in right now. But I'm gonna do really quite good. Part of the mood thing is like I'm not in the mood for historical fiction right now, even though I'm reading a really amazing historical fiction right now. So I don't know if I can even say that because the one that I'm reading right now is like so good. Okay. Next up, A Gentleman in Moscow. I think that might be OMG faves. I read that one when I was still more in like reading nonfiction. I read this one when I was like mostly reading nonfiction and I really enjoyed it. So that was like almost 2 years ago, but hopefully it can stand up to the test of time. I don't know, I'll probably not reread it though. So maybe it doesn't belong in OMG faves, but like I said, I'm just not in historical fiction mood. Okay, next, The Alice Network. I already know. I hated that book. I hated it. That might actually be the only book that I've rated below 3 stars. It's probably not a bad book. It just was so graphic to me. I don't know. I also thought, like, if I remember correctly, there was like 2 storylines and one of them was not interesting and the other one was like violent and graphic and it just wasn't for me. Okay, Daisy Jones and the Six. I like that. I think I'm gonna put it in decent. I love Taylor Jenkins Reid. I'm not actually super interested in like band stories. Like I don't like biopics or whatever about musicians. I don't know. So it actually is probably one of my less favorite Taylor Jenkins Reid books. Next up, The Rose Code. Oddly enough, even though I thought The Alice Network was like not the best, The Rose Code, OMG faves. All right, The Diamond Eye, another Kate Quinn. Like my order for them was The Rose Code. I read that one first, loved it. Next I read The Diamond Eye, liked it. Next I read The Alice Network, hated it. So they get worse and worse. I think it's possible that your first Kate Quinn will be your favorite Kate Quinn because they're very similar. I think just the way that she writes her characters and like the stories, they're just, I don't really feel like you need to read all of her books. Like when you read one, I don't know, but maybe that's just me. I think I'm gonna put it in decent. Lessons in Chemistry, I didn't like that book. I don't know, I didn't like the tone. It was kind of funny like the way that the writing was, like I kind of enjoyed it, but it talked about serious things like kind of like in a trite way, which was purposely done. I don't know, I just didn't connect with it. I liked the first part of the story and not so much the later part of the story. I don't know. Okay, The Giver of Stars, decent. Personal Librarian, I'll say not the worst. It was not super entertaining to me, but like there's nothing explicitly that I disliked about it. So I guess that's why I would put it in not the worst. Like I was kind of like, okay, let's get this moving. I'm not super interested in what's going on, but there wasn't like anything explicitly that I disliked about it. Carrie Soto is back. I'll put it in decent. I think I prefer Taylor Jenkins Reid, her older things more than her newer things. I don't know. Okay, the Lincoln Highway, I'll say not the worst. It was kind of, again, like nothing like explicitly bad about it. It's just, I was kind of bored. Okay, The Nightingale, I really liked that one. I'll say really quite good. I might, maybe I'd put it up in OMG faves, but I don't know. Okay, Chris and Hannah, The Four Winds. Really quite good. Malibu Rising, that's probably an OMG faves. I really liked Malibu Rising. That's my favorite of Taylor Jenkins Reid's like connected universes or whatever. Rules of Civility, I will put it down here, not the worst, which is interesting to me that I have Gentleman in Moscow as an OMG fave, and then his 2 other books that I've read by him are not the worst. Okay, The Great Alone, I'll put that in really quite good. I like Kristen Hanna, but I don't love Kristen Hanna. And I kind of feel like, I don't know, it's probably, I'm just not like in a super mood of her. I'll put Where the Crawdads Sing in really quite good. I know that there's like some issues with the author, and so would I pick it up now? Probably not. But I read it however many years ago. And for the story itself, I would actually probably put it in OMG faves, but I'll knock it down to really quite good. So that's, I just realized I don't have The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo on here. That would probably go in the really quite good. But, so I guess mostly what I've learned about myself is that most of my books are in the really quite good, which matches up with most of my books are 4-star ratings. And then my second probably most rated is 3-star, which I've got 4 books in the 3-star. And then I do give 5 stars sometimes, and that's my third highest number. And it's interesting to see the books that I guess I would have given 2 or 1 star to if I was ranking on this scale. So that was what I rated my books. I don't know that I'll change the ratings, but it's kind of interesting for me to see like what I would have rated these and the tier ranking them and whatnot. So I am hoping, whether you liked this video or not, to tier rank other genres, and hopefully I'll do an even better job tier ranking. And this is like my smallest genre. I think science fiction is actually my smallest genre, but I'm going to combine it with fantasy because the science fiction would be like a 1-minute video. So I'm going to do a science fiction fantasy video, and then I'll do a romance video or romance adjacent. There's some books that I'm like, I don't know, they might be like women's fiction or something. I'll put them in the romance. And then a contemporary video and a thriller/mystery video. So let me know which one you would want to see next in the comments. I think that's everything. Thanks for watching. Bye.